welcome to the 10 tips for eye health video. I wanted to talk about how to keep your eyes healthy. And this is what lots of people want to know, not necessarily how to treat a problem, but how to prevent problems happening in the future and how to maintain good eye health and good eyesight throughout your life. So, here come the 10 tips. Number 1, your diet is super important. And this comes as no surprise. Your eyes are part of your body, and a good diet is good for all of your body and your eyes included. So lots of vegetables, leafy green vegetables. Incidentally, carrots are not particularly indicated for good eyesight. That's an urban myth. But leafy green vegetables contain lots of chemicals and minerals that are good for your eyes and your retina specifically to keep it ticking over. The second thing is avoiding smoking. Again, no surprise, but the eyes are actually one of the most sensitive parts of the body to the toxins from smoking, and things like macular degeneration are much more common in smokers. So not smoking is the best thing you can do to maintain good eye health. Number 3, sun protection. Good for your skin, good for your eyes. So the back of your eye has similar sort of pigments, melanin to your skin, and so the back of your eyes is equally susceptible to sun damage, but sun damage also accelerates cataract development, so cloudy lens in the eye, and it also promotes the development of macular degeneration. Interestingly, that's why people with light-coloured eyes get more macular degeneration, because you get proportionally more sunlight coming in through the light-coloured eyes than dark-coloured eyes. So wear proper sunglasses with a good sun protection rating. The third thing is eye protection. If you're doing DIY or anything with a risk of projectiles flying into your eyes, please wear good quality safety goggles. And people say, well, I'm wearing glasses, they'll protect my eyes. Actually, no, because glasses have quite a lot of space around the frame and are often not enough. I've seen plenty of patients with flying chips from hammering and chiseling things, from drilling, coming in around the edge of the frame. So you need a good eye protective goggles with sort of shields all around the frame. And sometimes the goggles will take the brunt of the damage and they'll break and shatter, but that's much better than that happening to your eye. Very easy to dismiss, very easy to say, oh, I'm just doing a quick thing, I'll just do it, I won't bother with the eye protection. That is the time that you will regret it. So please, please, please wear eye protection. And this also applies to people who perhaps have one eye that sees much better than the other. Because some people have a lazy eye and amblyopia, where one eye isn't working quite so well just from birth, or they might have had some other eye problems, and so one eye is much better than the other. This is essentially, you've removed the redundancy. You've only got the one eye to work with, and so eye protection is doubly important. Number 5, children and eye health, especially screen use. This will not come as a surprise either, but there's an epidemic of myopia, of short sight, throughout the world. And that's coming from the fact that our kids are spending more time indoors, on screens, rather than running around outside. These are actually independent risk factors, so there's been shown that good lighting, limiting near work, and spending time outdoors are all protective against developing short sight. So if you've got kids, take them off the screens, or at least move the screens further. So a TV is better than a tablet or a phone, and limit the use to a certain amount per day, and encourage outdoor play. You'd think, well, what's the big problem with short sight, with myopia? You know, if you develop it, you just wear glasses or contact lenses, no problem. Well, actually, it has quite a number of other risk factors and quite a number of conditions which are more prevalent in short-sighted people. It's not something you want to develop, and see a separate video on the risk of short sight. So we're up to number 6. Number 6, actually, this is an interesting one which you may not necessarily think of, but be aware of your family history, the family history of eye disease. Has anyone in the family had glaucoma, for instance? Has anyone in the family developed a retinal detachment in the past? Has anyone in the family suffered with a genetic eye condition or had problems with night vision? All of these things help to inform you, because a lot of eye conditions have a strong genetic predisposition. For example, short sight, retinal detachment, glaucoma, they all have a strong genetic predisposition. And you will want to know if it runs in the family, because you can be screened specifically for these things, and also you can be aware of the warning signs you may get with some of these conditions and know what to watch out for in case you do develop it. Which leads us on to the next point, which is self-checking of vision. And none of us really do this. I know, because we get patients all the time who come into clinic and who say, my optician found that the vision in one eye was much weaker than the other. And I ask them, well, how long has that been going on? And they say, well, actually, I'm not aware of it. I have no idea. And so people can be born with a weaker sight in one eye where it just doesn't develop fully during childhood for a number of reasons. We call that a lazy eye or amblyopia. And you may not necessarily be aware that one eye doesn't see as well as the other one. But it's something just to bear in mind. Reference back to my eye protection point. If you have one eye that works well and the other doesn't, you want to be extra careful about protecting the vision in your one eye. But you can do a self-vision check very easily. Just close one eye, close the other, have a look around and make sure that the vision is similar, there's no funny distortion, there's no funny blurring, and it's not changing. I mean, you only need to do that once a week perhaps, but it's a good little screening check for any changes in your vision. The next point is, if you have particular health conditions, for example diabetes, make sure you attend the screening programs. The screening programs are available in many countries. They're quite well set up often. In the UK, we have a great diabetic retinal screening program, which picks up problems to do with these conditions, which you may not be necessarily aware of. It's very important to attend the screening because it's there for a reason. We screen for conditions that we can identify at an early stage and intervene with treatment at an early stage to prevent more serious complications. So again, if you have any medical conditions, check with your doctor, check with your optician that if there is a screening program, make sure you're enrolled in it. Usually your general practitioner, your family doctor will do this for you, but it's also good to take control of your health and be aware of what's out there for you. Which also leads on to my 9th point, which is be aware of the problems your medications may cause. There are a number of medications which people can be on, which can affect eyes. So hydroxychloroquine is a typical one. So if you take a high dose of hydroxychloroquine for long enough, in a small proportion of people, it can be toxic to the retina. And again, you need to be screened for this if you are taking the medication. You don't need to stop it because you do need it for your other health conditions, but we just need to screen to check in case you are developing problems. There are a number of other medications that fall into this list. Check your medications side effects, check with your prescribing doctor to make sure you're aware of the potential symptoms which may happen in your eyes as a result of taking them. And then my final point, which shouldn't be neglected, is visit your optician. This is really important. And actually, you should start this with your kids when they are, old enough to sort of be examined properly. If you have any concerns about them, of course, you're going to take them to see a specialist pediatric eye doctor, but an optician can very happily screen kids from the age of about 3 or 4 quite easily. And chances are it'll be a quick check, but sometimes things are picked up that you may not be aware of. Opticians are great at screening for eye health problems. They are an absolute gatekeeper and a sort of triage process for picking up issues and referring you to eye specialists for further treatment if necessary.